So we had Dale Bredinson on, and he says that a mild ketogenic diet is best. I want to get an idea of what your research shows.
I was on a panel with Dale Bredinson last year on Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. And I think that if you want the full answer, go ahead back a year and take a look at that. No, ketogenesis is not helpful. It's harmful with Alzheimer's disease, a very bad idea. The idea is that the brain cells, they want glucose. It's a preferred fuel. That's what they run on. We all know this. When we get low in blood sugar, we don't think well at all. In our memory clinic here, we make sure people have some food in them when we test them, or they get very bad test scores. The brain needs glucose to activate. Now, when you eat animal fat, what happens is you increase insulin resistance. And in the brain, that means less glucose can be absorbed. So the brain cells are starving for glucose. So Dale Bredison's idea is, well, let's give them beta hydroxyglutarate and acetone. These are ketones. And these ketones can actually produce energy in the brain. They are not healthful. That's not what the brain wants. But the fats that you're eating with all the saturated fat is increasing the problem. Your insulin resistance is getting worse. The ability of your brain cells to take in glucose is getting worse. You're increasing the progression of Alzheimer's disease with perhaps a temporary ability to think clearer because you're burning a few ketones. To me, this is completely the wrong approach. Ketogenesis is unlikely to happen on any diet. This typically happens only during severe fasting. So the concept that you're going to be producing brain energy from ketones is flawed to begin with. But no, this is not a problem with avocados, olives, nuts and seeds, and nut butters. These are healthy fats. We need to eat, not so much that we get fat, actually. But other than that, they're very, very healthy. And they have all these wonderful plant components that I've just been talking about.
Right. Why is the keto diet so popular? Why do so many authors recommend it? What does the evidence show of why it's so bad?
Well, the reason why it's recommended is because the people who are recommending it have not analyzed the keto diet for nutrients. Had they analyzed it for nutrients, they would see that the calcium intake on the keto diets is extremely low. We're talking 200 or 300 milligrams per day. And recommended for adults is 1,000 to 1,200. And if you're eating a lower protein plant diet, the minimum possible recommendation would be 800 milligrams per day, but they're only getting 200 or 300. And studies have shown more breaks. Hip breaks, leg breaks, more osteoporosis in people who follow a keto diet. I think the reason people like a keto diet is because, like any diet that reduces calories, you can lose weight on it. But studies have shown that the weight loss is typically transient. Looking at the other minerals, the magnesium is very low in this diet, and that's a big problem. Of course, it doesn't digest well. They try keto diets with children with epilepsy only after 3 different regimens of epileptic drugs have been tried, because they know that it is a desperate attempt to help with epilepsy. I know people say, oh, well, they use it for epileptic children. Only in desperation. If they're refractory to 3 different drug regimes, then they may institute it. Typically, the children can't take it. The gastrointestinal symptoms are awful. It does not satisfy human requirements for nutrients in many, many ways. I have analyzed these diets, and just analyze your diet if you think a keto diet is good, and you'll find out it's not. It's that simple.